adolescent education has to be given weekly 1 or 2 periods. Today's children are the tomorrow's leaders. Where there is Lakshyam, we have to nurture the goal setting habit, team building habit, and each and everything with a smile.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another empowering session on Great Principles. Great Principles is a show where we dive deep into the minds of visionary educators who are inspiring the future and shaping the future. I'm your host Seema Chhoriya, and today we have a remarkable guest who has dedicated her life to fostering sustainability and nurturing young minds. Today's episode is going to be an extraordinary one as we dive into the fascinating world of adolescent education. Our special guest today is none other than Dr. M. Rajini, a renowned expert in her field. Dr. Rajini has dedicated her life to understanding and championing the unique needs of students. She brings a wealth of knowledge and experience to our conversation. We'll delve into complexities of guiding students and supporting them through this transformative phase. Get ready for insights, strategies, and inspiration that will make a profound impact on your school community. So let's begin by welcoming Dr. M. Rajni, Chairperson Lakshyam Edugroup Chennai, Tamil Nadu State Commissioner for Sports, and UK London Ambassador for Education. Welcome to Great Principles, ma'am. I'm truly honored to have you with me today.
Thank you. Welcome for the good introduction. Hi, everybody.
Hello, ma'am. So, ma'am, the topic that you have chosen is very, very crucial today because that phase of life between the childhood and adulthood is something where our children needs biggest support from us. They want us to understand them, and we in turn need to guide them in the right direction. So, before we, dive into this topic, we would like to understand from you what inspired you to join the education domain, what motivates you to stay also, and what challenges and some notable achievements that you have attained so far in your journey as an educator.
Yeah, it's really, I also wanted to end up in the field of railways, in the airways, or in the banking sector and everything. But somehow, due to my Hindi teacher, I have landed into the field of teaching because it's a God-made creature, I can say. Teachers are the second parents who are really nurturing the students' education, not only academic career, they also help the children to grow into the higher level, we can say. So this is the infatuation, I mean, interaction we can get it from the students. From the childhood, I was started taking teaching career, and I was taking as a Hindi teacher or as a part-time teacher, and I have come to this field near than more than 33 years. I'm into the field of education and helping all the corporate schools to develop their curriculum and train lot of students, and more than 257 schools I have developed for many group of corporate chain of schools. And now also I'm doing consultancy and helping one stop solution for their educational services across the globe for more than 1,000 schools, I can say. And I have authored nearly 675 textbook right from kindergarten to higher education. And now I'm playing a vital role in the abroad universities, nearly 25 universities, we can say. I'm having a position, honorary position, like from American University or Trinity University and UNICEF, UNESCO, like that. And even in Olympics, I'm playing a vital role for the students because education is an identity of a next generation. Because the students who are stepping into the school education, the education which is eliminates the darkness of ignorance. So this education we have to provide them. It's like a peerless kind of thing we have to provide, because this leads the children, it leads the society into the next level. That's how I have coined the word, telling that education is an identity of a next generation. So this next generation, if we wanted to make them into a greater heights, It's a holistic kind of a development we are providing now. So this has to be developed. So that's how I have been into the different kind of fields. In my school childhood days, I have been teaching Hindi, and I have been into the sports as an individual championship every year. I was being involved in the art and culture. So that's how the children, not only in the academic, we have to concentrate a lot in their extracurricular activities or co-curricular activities, sports and games, all those things. So I think this made me into this teaching profession, and successfully I'm doing. This was the one which made me to get my Bharata Shiksha Ratna award also.
Wow. So wonderful to know, ma'am, that 3 decades into education and you are, trying to give 360 holistic approach to the child's education and helping schools with so many books that you have authored, providing them curriculum. So, it's like a teacher. Once upon a time, a teacher inspired you to take up this wonderful profession. So, ma'am, with the I'm sure by now my viewers might have understood that today they are going to get some expert guidance on the topic called adolescent education, and hearing your background, I'm sure they have understood that from where they are getting this guidance. So, ma'am, now we would like to discuss from you some of the things that about adolescent education. How should parents and even schools, what is the type of changes in the curriculum that needs to be done, how teachers need to handle, because these children have a lot of mood swings also. So how do you help them, support them, guide them, motivate them? So these all we would like to understand from you.
Yeah, actually, when it comes to the education, as I told you, beyond the textbook, because always the schools and the teachers, they think that books are the godfathers, because whatever it's printed, even in the mistake, that they used to carry forward and accept the same thing. So this education, apart from the textbook, apart from the beyond the classroom, school, there are much more to learn from the society. We always say that Jai Guru Devo Bhava. When it comes to Jai Guru Devo Bhava, we say and accept that we have been learning from the others. So our human being and life is nothing but it's called as 3L. That is lifelong learners. That is what called as a human being, I can say, because right from the childhood, from the mother of the home, we are learning so many things. Because as you know, the Arjuna, when he was there inside the mother's home, he has learned the skill of bow and arrow. And similarly, recently the research says that a couple of the doctors, when they're putting a scan, 6 months old baby inside the mother's womb, it is also started clapping when the father and mother clapping. Even last week, I saw a video called 8 months baby, when after giving a delivery to the child is reciting a chanting mantra of the ending word so clearly. When the child could not able to speak any other words or a language, the child is reciting the end word very clearly. Nearly for a 10 minutes, the child, 8 months baby, is reciting like that. So, whatever the parents are nurturing in the family, especially in the period of the mother's home till tomb, we are learning so many things. So, in that case, it is not the school education only. If they are completing the school education or an higher education, they complete everything, especially the 5 years kids. That's how nowadays the education, especially adults education, when we talk about the teenagers and their problems, whatever it is we are discussing. So especially that is sixth, seventh and eighth classes we have been dealing. But when it comes to the skills, what they have to grow at the age of 5 onwards, below 5 age, whatever they are learning, like respecting the parents or the social etiquette, social manners, good habits, or table manners, and how to obey their parents, or how to respect their parents, or how to support their family, and how to worship the God. Like each and everything has to be taught in the age group of 5 and below only, because that is the age group where the strong foundation is laid. That's how I think the preschool segment in India is playing a vital role, we can say. So this is a crucial period. We have to teach all those things. With this basic, if the children are growing here, And in the future, if they commit any mistakes, or if they do any kind of a malpractice or anything, then they can realize, ripple, and they can rectify on their own if this five age group is strong and stubborn. So when it comes to a teenage, these students, they find it very different. Even the father and a daughter, or a mother and a son, when they are reaching to the teenage group, they find it a different kind of an hormonal imbalance which is taking place. They keep avoiding the friendship. They keep maintaining a distance from their friends, and their attitude and their behavior changes are taking place. So this was the place where they undergo a lot of stress. They could not able to express some of the things to the peer or to the parents or to the friends. So such type of problems they undergo. Not only the adults or teenagers, even the small kids, they undergo thousands of stress in their mind. We think that okay, the child is going for a kindergarten or a primary classes, what the hell they are going to have. But these children undergo a lot of pressure and tensions, and the stress will be there. So we have to create such a stress busters in their classroom atmosphere, where the teachers are playing a vital role. So in I'm also playing a vital role in the Lions Club, and I have given in charge of the Lions Quest program. All over the world, this Lions Quest program is very famous, I can say. And this program actually deals with the lot of factors, I can say. So these factors will help the children. It is a free program, I can say, and this program is exclusively for the skills for adolescents program. 6th, 7th, and 8th students can do this. And this free program is totally given absolutely at free of cost, and the training will be taken by the Lions Club trainers. And this program goes everywhere, and I think the teachers have to be trained for this, because one teacher is trained for the particular year, and the teacher can train thousands of students in their lifetime, which I believe strongly. So this program will help the children to cope up with their stress, because recently we come across lot of issues which is happening in the school segment, and managing the angriness, that is also one of the very important when it comes to co-ed education. How the students have to respect the classmates. So the class teachers, subject teachers, are how to take the social corporate responsibilities. All these things are the factors which involved in this adolescence education, I can say. Lot of things are there. You want me to explain more and more, we can explain
Yeah.
in detail one by one.
Yeah, absolutely, ma'am. I understand one thing here, that to work on latter years, we need to ensure that we have worked very well on former years. Because, as you rightly said, that many things that you learn after the age of 5 and in your early years, that's what shapes you. So, ma'am, here on this point, I would like to guide the parents as well, that what kind of atmosphere is necessary in the home, especially between the siblings, because this happens as that elder one you treat them differently, the younger one you treat differently. So how should this be taken care of?
Yeah, especially this education, as I told you, it starts from the home atmosphere only. Especially the male child and a girl child at home, they give lot of differentiation. Though we think that it's a modern era, co-ed education is there, the gender equality is there, even then the attitude starts from home only, because the way of dressing, the way of food, and the way of their approach at the home has to be changed. Because nowadays the bullying and all those stuff starts from here only. See, one example I'll tell you. Even one of the student, the reason why they start telling lie, when the child is falling down, immediately what we say is, it is either it's a fault of a child, or it's a fault of some other object which is their non-living things objects. Or if the child is falling down when there is nobody is there at the room, the child will never cry. It will look surrounding here and there, and it stops crying, because nobody is there to complain about this fault. When the child sees that somebody is nearby, either a father, mother, uncle, brother, sister, or somebody, siblings, whoever is there. The child started crying and start blaming other things. Sometimes it's not only the living being, it is also start telling about the non-living things also. It is the thing which has got hurted me or beaten me, something like that. When the parents are seeing this, if somebody is there to support that, the child will cry more and more doubly. At that time, if the parents are telling this is a wrong thing and make them to understand, then the child will be going into the right track. If the parents are telling, okay, oh, this is the door has beaten you, okay, I will try to beat the door, like that, if the parents are behaving, then the child will understand that yes, the parents are believing, started believing whatever I say. So this is how the child is also started telling lie, and based on that the parents also started telling to say the lie. So this is where the first lie begins to a small children, kids. So this is the way it has to be corrected slowly. And then the next one is I have seen most of the parents, because when we are taking birth, we are not eating all kind of fruits or all kind of vegetables or whatever it is. But most of the parent will say, no, 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 my son will not take egg. He never eats all these things. Like that, the parent will say before the child says that I don't want to take this. So in this way, only more than 25 years back, which I created a carrot day, fruits day, something like that. So when the child is not eating the carrot or beetroot, when in the kindergarten curriculum, in the food, we incorporate the carrot day, fruits day, vegetable day, like that, obviously like a magic, the next day the child has to go home and ask the parents that the carrot has to be prepared, because my class teacher has informed me to bring the carrot. When all the children are dining together, obviously the child also start consuming the carrot.
Right.
So like this, the food habits, again the partiality and discrimination starts from the house itself, because he is a boy, so he has to take two egg, or the meat whenever they serve, the quantity of the meals which is served to the male boy and a female girl, it's something different, because they are the one who are making a difference between this. And then when it comes to the household work and cleaning the utensils or arranging or brooming the floor and all those things, similarly the same thing occurs here. The boy has to do this job and a girl has to do this job. So this is the kind of a variation which starts created from the house itself. So these are the things has to be changed. Especially, I have seen a beautiful activity. When it comes to this, when you are asking your sibling to slap, will you slap? There are certain things without a reason. There are some boys will slap the child, a girl child, and there are certain children will say that no, no, we should not beat or slap the girls. So like this kind of an activities, we have to make them understand how it is. When we say verbally, it will not stuck into their mind, because we say that playway method of teaching or activity based method of teaching or project based method, like that, so many teachings we are telling. But when it comes to a practical learning, when they undergo certain things, then they will obviously understand that what is to be done. So these kind of an activities will make them understand. And especially, this national education policy has brought up lot of activities and a curriculum, especially for the parenting. Because nowadays parent, especially after corona, the blue whale and other stuffs, whatever it has come, the students totally involved into the electronic gadgets. Once upon a period before 2 3 years back, we were been keeping the children away from the electronic gadgets, and we have been advising them not to use that. But now, after Corona, we have been forced to give each and everyone a laptop, mobile, and each and everything for them, and ask them to download and develop apps and go to the YouTube and everything. So it makes the lot of difference for the children, especially who are into the teenage group. So
Right.
we have to monitor and control all those things. So this parental tips for this adolescent education is also important. Why? Because obviously the children are coming from the parenting only. We have been taking care in the schools by the teachers, especially for 6 to 7 hours only, leaving all the interval, breakup, lunch, and everything. So in that case, parenting partners, because I always authored a book called Pillars of the Society. Pillars of the society is nothing but tips. That is teachers, institutions, parents, and students. So these are the four pillars of the society
Yes.
what we have to take care. So in this Kanyakumari to Kashmir, more than 1,000 schools, which I have taken into the thesis and dissertation, I have analyzed thoroughly about the problems, what it is existing, and nearly I have taken 37 core problems which the schools are undergoing right from Kanyakumari to Kashmir, even some of the abroad schools also. When it comes to a small issues, especially if the child is having a listening problem or a speaking problem or this adolescence behavioral problem or ADHD, whatever the problem, irrespective of the language, irrespective of any barriers, it comes clearly what is the problem, the core problem. It is not just blaming the student, blaming the teacher, or blaming the school, or blaming the parents. So all the four are responsible for this whatever the cause we are facing the issues. So what these four pillars can do, because if one pillar is hesitating to take an action against this, then definitely the problem is for the society and for the child. When it comes for the child, single child, the problem is there for each and everything. So
Right.
these problems, all the four tips has to be identified those problems, and I have given a solution also for each and everything like that. 37 core issues for the schools, what can be rectified and how it can be rectified in their point of view. Like we have to take in their shoes, we have to think and do the solution. So like that, I have given. Recently, in
Right.
one of the school here, one child, due to the trust and everything, got committed suicide. But because of that, more than 4,500 students, education has become a question mark. So, like this kind of odd situation is happening somewhere here and there. Similarly, the sexual abuse kind of thing, it's not only for kindergarten also happening, not only for the
Right.
adult.
Right. Right.
It's happening even the behavioral aspect of a male child and a female child also in the classroom. When the lady teacher is taking a class or a male teacher is taking a class, their behavior is totally in a different way. So all these things have to be controlled. So where the core problem is coming, when the parental approach and individual care is not given properly, when the parents are neglecting to give their love and affection and care, they are thinking that only the food, whatever we give, only the dresses, whatever we are giving, all the basic amenities, whatever we give, it is sufficient for the child, we are thinking. But the child is lacking to talk with them. Nowadays, all the, as I told you, all the electronic gadgets are there. Even in the first floor, if somebody is residing, a father is residing, over the phone, they give a call and ask, how about
Right.
your lunch? Are you joining for the dinner? Like that. So this is a situation, one is sitting with a laptop and a tab and a mobile. Most of the time in a four rooms, instead of togetherness, we are all being away from each and everything because of the gadgets. So these
Right.
things to be addressed properly means only from the house it has to begin. From the because that is a safe zone for the parents, for the
Right.
children. So they have to begin from there, and then only it can be carried forward and groomed and nurtured in the school. So I strongly believe this adolescent education, like a subject like maths and science, the way how we give importance to the subjects. Similarly, this adolescent education has to be given weekly 1 or 2 periods. In our school days, we used to have moral education, moral
Right.
instruction, moral science, moral stories will be there. But even now we have non-detail also, but We are not even touching that. The students are not given priority for that. The book reading is also gone totally. So these things have to be given very prior information and everything. So based on that, we have to do in a proper way. We have to address these things. Then only the students of the next generation can be very, very strong with the holistic development, with the character building, risk taking, and social responsibilities will be there. Of course,
Right.
today's children are the tomorrow's leaders. So we
Yeah.
have to make that leader very, very strong emotionally and physically, not only with the academic and everything.
Yeah. Yeah. Can't agree less, ma'am, because yes, this generation is far smarter than what we are. And you rightly said, all we need to do is to work on the emotional, mental well being of these children, making them more resilient. And I think, ma'am, you have wonderfully put up that how important responsibility as parent we share. And when when you said that we are just focused on how much the child has eaten food, beta khaya kitna hai. So there are kids those who go to day boarding, and we were very very surprised that when the child comes back home, no one asked about what you learned new. They asked, "What did you eat today?" So that is what we are trying to bring out here, that it's not only the food that is shaping or that is helping your child to grow. It is other things, other important aspects which are going to make his character, which is going to build him what he or she would be in future. So ma'am has clearly brought out that. She has shared some wonderful examples. And ma'am, the books that you're talking about, where do we get these books? Are there some links to buy them, or how is it?
Yeah, definitely, ma'am. Definitely, it is available. But I did not do marketing in a big way, like in the Amazon, Flipkart, like that and all. But the books are there with the publications. I have authored books for Shiradi, Bripo, Techno, Saraswati, like so many other publications I have authored. And even till today, the books, wherever they have been used, they have been inviting me because, as I told you, I have authored 300 poems. Because the poems which we are giving also, it's having a wrong meaning, it's all having a negative impact towards the children over the period of so many years. We have been made them to recite the same poems. So I have
Mhm.
authored 300 poems called IPAR, that is Indian Positive Attitude Rhymes. I have made my son to learn Telugu as my mother tongue through rhymes. So the
Wow.
rhyme has got such an impact towards the kids because that is the age group where they have been learning everything. So in that age group, instead of putting all the negative stuff into them without knowing the meaning, without knowing the spelling, we have to make them understand through learning languages and learning a character building and everything. We can impart through this. So this is a IPAR rhymes also I have authored in that way. And being an adult, as I told you, you, as you said rightly, we are lagging with that. Even till today, I also feel that if somebody is asking, "Hi, how are you? Had your breakfast or dinner?" means we feel, oh, somebody is taking care of us. So this is
Yeah.
the word, during Corona, the corporate people, I mean the corporation people, they used to come to the doorstep and knock and ask, "How are you, ma'am? Are you feeling comfortable? How is your health?" So this is the way pleasing personality they have been asking. I hope you might also be experienced in such a way. The
Yeah.
same way of expression with the feeling and care. If the parents and the teachers are giving to the students, giving to their own child, definitely we can overcome all the problems very easily.
True, true, ma'am. So
Everyone
what?
feels that, I am there for you. This is one single word. If the child understand, yes, my teacher is there for me, my parents is there for me, my brother is there for me. So like that, if the child started feeling, then they will not hide anything. There will be a transparent communication. There will be a solution definitely for each and every problem what they come across.
Absolutely, ma'am. And I think out of ma'am's entire conversation, there is one important point that we need to ensure that there should be, gadget-free hours at home. When we are, when even when we are eating food, we all are like either we are sitting, not sitting on the dining, and we are sitting near the in the living room watching TV and having food, or everyone is busy with their mobile phones. So what is important is eat food together, have a gadget-free time, give time to talk.
So my conclusion is that for the adolescent education, it is very, very important for each and everyone. And for this nowadays, parental tips. Please ask our school teachers or teachers, even parents login also available in the portal. They can also go and download instead of the schools to teach them like their students. Because the parents'
Right.
mentality are also that I'm paying so much, why should I take care? Of course, after completion of their school hours or after completion of their school days, the students are going to be their parents only. They are going to take care of them only. So it's very, very important for their parents to cooperate with the teachers instead of I have seen in most of the places, in most of the parents, they start abusing the teachers for their mistakes, for their children mistake. They used to find blame against the school, against the teachers. So if they are not doing such things, definitely the children will be children only. Till whatever be the age, we can able to mend them, tune them according to our desired level. So in that way, if we put it across, definitely not only adolescent educations, because the human being, there are more than 117 attitudes are there, like love,
Right.
care, affection, angriness, noble, sympathy, trustworthy, like all these things if we list out. So if the people are following all those things, then we will be a human being, no, we'll be a god. So if we follow all those things, definitely we can able to do it, because each and every concept, there is a story. So
Yes.
through stories, through the real practical experience, if we make the children understand, definitely, because the drug abuse are there, sexual abuse are there are assaults going on everywhere, and jealousy, like each and everything, because these children undergo all those things. So all these things to be conveyed properly, sit across, face to face, eye to eye. We talk to them, hold the hands like this. Yes. Whenever you talk to the child, this is what the bond and the connection will happen. Simply, if you scold the child without no reason, they may not feel, because most of the
Right.
students, we always tell the children close the door properly, put the mat properly, sit like this, stand like this. We always becoming a Hitler for them. So
Right.
there is no connect or bonding happening in that time, because we are telling for their benefit only, but they are not understanding. No, most of the cases I have seen, because I am also done NLP and neuro linguistic program, law of attraction. I do a lot of training programs for the students, individual counseling I do. So in most of the cases, after a child commits suicide, the parents repel that because I killed my child after done everything. So when you are addressing or giving a suggestion or an advice to your child, hold like this. Yes, I am there. Whatever be the problem, let us solve the problem together. If you give this confidence, if you have this connection and bond, whatever be the strict advices, they will take it as a suggestion. Otherwise, whatever a small silly problem also, it will be like Himalayas for them in front of them. So we can
Right.
control in this way, what I feel as a psychologist also. I have done a lot of programs, as I told you, and even over the phone, the child who is getting a suicide, I spoke to them and I stopped committing suicide from there. So I have done a lot of no suicide campaign also for the children, and for the children to involve in all the activities. If you keep, because empty mind is a devil's workshop, so if you engage the children properly in all the aspects, then obviously there is no second thought for the child to involve in any other malpractice or any other wrong way. So I feel where there is Lakshyam, we have to nurture the goal setting habit, team building habit, and each and everything with a smile. Even the parents, instead of scolding the child or beating them, or if we are giving a underestimating or comparison with the other child, especially this is happening when there is less marks. They used to compare with the other child. See, I am
Mhm.
giving this much thing, but see, look at the other child, neighborhood or relatives, how they are getting marks and you are getting less marks. It is not like that. So we have to make them understand with smile. Where you are telling 100 words, with one smile. That is nothing but the abbreviation is speak more in less energy. So with one small smile, we can make them understand. Even if the child is doing lot of mistakes, just stare at them and smile and go. The child, they will think on their own, oh, something wrong I did. That's what the smile gives the meaning. So in that way, we can change the entire world. What
So
I
true.
feel strongly.
Yeah, so, ma'am, very beautifully, you have explained so many things to us, and especially I think this episode was very much important for parents. I hope you also find it as enlightening as I did, and I'm sure you must have taken so many takeaways today. So, remember, my dear parents, my dear educators, and as ma'am rightly said, our every interaction, our every decision has a potential to change the entire life of these young minds. So we as parents and educators, as ma'am rightly also mentioned earlier, we need to team up together and ensure that our children makes a successful career ahead and successful life ahead. So thank you to our incredible guest, Dr. Rajini, for sharing her wisdom and experience with us. It was truly an enlightening session, ma'am. And we hope that we will be able to provide you all the information, and we will also share, ma'ams, with your permission, we'll share your mail ID in the description so that anyone who wants to connect can do, and anyone who wants to understand more from you on the tips and on parenting and also on other issues that children are facing, they can connect with you.
Definitely, ma'am. You all can contact me at any time, especially for the students, especially for the social service. I am there for 24 into 7, all the 365 days available. And I'm very happy and to share my knowledge. Of course, this is all a knowledge sharing only. And many more teachers might have got their own experience as a special case study. And for thank you for this great opportunity. And I think you might be sharing my number, or I will be telling my number.
We'll be sharing, ma'am, in the description box for the
Okay,
viewers, and we'll
very
be
good.
sharing
So
any
thank you
website
very
and
much.
all.
Thank you for the opportunity.
Yes, thank you, ma'am, and we hope that your world resonates far and wide in the world of education. Thank you, ma'am.